Hello all, welcome to No-Cert Guy. In Linux series, we will be seeing the session 2 using bash shell. So in this session, we will be looking into how, what all commands we will be using, how it will be interacting with the shell, okay, and what type of shell we will be using in the Linux. Okay, so we will be looking into it. So going forward in the in complete Linux tutorial, we will be using the bash shell only, which stands for bounty against shell. So bash stands for bounty against shell. So choosing your shell. In most your Linux systems, your default shell is bash shell. To find out what your default login shell is, type the following command: Who am I? Okay. So who am I? Okay. So it is showing who are you. So here user is easy to user. So it will display the username. Okay, so tomorrow if I create a new user with the name of No-Cert Guy, it will display when I run that who am I command, it will display No-Cert Guy. Okay, so if you want to know who is the user, you have to run who am I. Okay, and if you want to check, you can check from the passwd also. Okay, so grep /etc. I mean, you can search for your name. So since my name is not there, okay, Nosat guy is not there, so I will be going with easy to user only. So first, let's check what is there in the passwd. Okay, so here you can see all the users like easy to user, root user, every user will be there. So tomorrow if I create a new user, it will be displayed here. Okay, so let me grab in a different way. So if I want to grab only my user, if I want to see only my user, I will be using grep ec2 user /etc wd. Okay, so you can see my user, it is displaying as easy to user, and it is having user ID ZID, and here you can see the my home directory path. Okay, so as I mentioned, tomorrow if I create a no-cert guy user, my home directory will be /home no-cert guy. Okay, and I am using /bin/bash. So that means whatever the commands or whatever the shell I am trying to, whatever the commands I am trying to communicate through this CLI. Okay, so the commands will be communicating through bash shell. Okay, so with the help of bash shell, so it is displaying me all the outputs. Okay. Okay, so that's how we can see which shell we are using. Okay, so actually, although most Linux users have a preference for one shell or over another, when you know how to use one shell, you can quickly learn any of the others by occasionally referring to the shells manual page. Okay, so we have a man page. Okay, so uh, when you type man ls. Okay, so this is the manual page. Okay, so it will display all the pages, I mean all the uses of the command. Okay, with the help man space ls. So I have run the man space ls. So what it will display, so it will display the manual for ls. Okay, how to use ls and what are all ways we can use the ls, so you can see. Okay, so this is how manual page will be. So the this will be there in every Linux server. Okay, so just type man space ls. Or tomorrow if you want to know man's touch command, so what is the purpose of touch command? So touch command will be used to create a file. Okay, so tomorrow if you use the man space touch, so it will display the uh, manual of the touch. Okay, so if you run man space touch, okay, it will display the manual of the touch. Okay, and if you want to see the man space directory, so it will display the you how to use the directory. Okay, so dir command, I mean, sorry, mkdir. Okay, so you can use like hyphen v, hyphen p parent. Okay, okay, hyphen p is to create parent directories. Okay, this is how we can see the manuals of each and every command. Okay, so if you want to quit exit from the manual, you just run the queue. Okay, so as I mentioned, so the man pages is used to describe the commands. Okay, so you can see it is kind of a documentation for commands, file formats, and other components in Linux. So usually Bash includes the features originally developed for SH and KSH. So earlier I have mentioned, right? So we have different type of shells. Okay, so we have SH, KSH, Bash. Okay, so Bash is future originally we will be it is developed with the SS and KSH. Okay, so Bash contains SH and KSH shells in early Linux services as well as common CHS features as well. So nowadays, so if you go and search any in any Linux servers, so you'll be seeing the Bash. So Bash is common nowadays in any server. Okay, so when you getting any Linux server, by default you will be having or you expect a Bash should be there. Okay, so yeah, simplest way to see the run the command is when as soon as you see the shell, you can run it. Okay, so like ls or mm, ls hyphen la. Okay, cat dot bash rc, sorry, cat dot space dot bash rc. Okay, so simply run the command. Okay, in the shell we want to see the date of a particular server. You can see the date, time, everything. Okay, so we have a date and day and time, year, and then time zone. So as of now, we have seen how to run a command. Okay, on cell like ls. We have seen the cat command. We have seen the date command. Okay, so these are all normal commands. So if you want to add any argument to it, like we have more options. Okay, so like options typically consist of a single letter preceded by the hyphen, like ls hyphen la or ls hyphen l, ls hyphen a, ls hyphen t. Okay, so we can either group it or separate it. Okay, so these are all called the options. Okay, we can use one or more options. Okay, so ls hyphen l, ls hyphen a, ls hyphen t. We can use combination of this in a separate way or ls hyphen lat in like this. Okay, so we can use in both ways. Okay, so both will work, so better we can use this way only. It will be easy to remember. Okay, so we have seen like a few options. There are options with a single letter hyphen l, hyphen a, hyphen t. There are some commands include options that are represented by a whole word. To tell a command to use a whole word as an option. Okay, so it typically preceding with hyphen hyphen. Okay, so let's assume you need we can use the help command like ls hyphen hyphen help. Okay, so you can see what all it will be displaying, how we can use, what all options we can use. So with the help of hyphen hyphen help, we can see the options, what all options we can use with the ls command. So yeah, so we can see in it is kind of another manual. So just type ls hyphen l hyphen hyphen ll or mkdir hyphen hyphen help. Okay, so in here in this way also we can list down the uh, we can list down the uh, options for creating a directory or creating any file. So your wishes. So any command with the if you want to use any command, you can use either hyphen hyphen help or man on the followed by the command name. So let's assume if I want to extract a file. Okay, let me clear the screen. I want to, let's assume I want to zip the file or tar the file. Okay, so or nothing but we call in general packaging the directory or any file or a bunch of files. Okay, so I will be using this. Okay, this command. So as of now, if you see, I will be zipping this, packaging this directory to into this package, and then I will be using hyphen cvf. Okay, hyphen c stands for create, v stands for verbose, f stands for file. Okay, so it will be creating this directory into a file. Okay, so I just ran this command. So if you see, we have backup.tar. Okay, so if you see, just now we have seen this command. So if you see, so I have mentioned we can use arguments, certain arguments, or we can use a certain arguments after the options. So like a file or a directory or anything. Okay, username or device, anything. So we can use like that. Okay. So this is the options and this is the file name and directory. Okay. So this way we can use it. Now, to find out information about your identity, use the ID command. Okay. Okay. So if you just type the ID, okay, so it will just display the IDs, ID of your user. Okay. UID stands for user identity. Okay. So your UID number is 1000, and the GID, we have GID number is 1000. Okay. And groups. Okay. So groups we have 1000. So the help of who command, we can see the how much time when we have logged in, or when the server has been created, and since when we have been actively working. Okay, so those are all we can be seen in with the help of who command. Okay, so you can see the EC to user, and then the time. So this is the time when the server has been created. Okay, and then the idle. Okay, so idle currently it is showing dot, means it is showing active. Okay, so if you see any time here, so it means let's assume it is showing for some particular time like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. So that is the time since when you are not using any command or putting your CLI idle. Okay, and we have PID, process ID, so it is running on with the 2003. Okay, so 2003 is the process ID. Okay, let's move to locating commands. Okay, so now that we have typed few commands, you may wonder where those commands are located and how the shell finds the commands you type. To find the command you type, so the shell looks in what is referred to as your path. For example, our commands, everything will be stored in /bin path. Okay. Okay. So if you see, we have date command, we have install, we have ID. Okay. We have ns lookup, SCP. We have we ran tar. We have tar here. Okay. So this is how you can display the. You can see the what all commands you have. Okay, so whenever you type any command, so bash will look into this file folder, and then through this it will be executing the commands. Okay, so except this, we have a few other commands which it will be default coming through the shell. Okay, we have alias. Okay, those are all we will see later. Okay, and if you want, you can create a command as well. So as you like you can create a command with your name. Okay, so you can create a customized command, and you can you have to define a path there. Okay, So for the commands that not in your path, you can type the complete identity of the location of the command. Okay, so few commands I have mentioned, so there will be uh, this is the path will be where we can see all these commands. Okay, yeah. So I have mentioned, all the commands will be stored here. Okay, okay. So if you don't know particular command, okay, so if by default it is not picking up from the slash bin or some other paths which you have created. I mean to say that the customizer command, something you have created. Okay, so such kind of commands you may run with your complete path. Like let's see for a date command itself, slash bin slash date. So if I run date if I run slash bin slash date, so it will be displaying both. Okay. So if you don't know or your command is not picking up, so you can run in this way. So with the complete path. So we can run in this way like a slash bin slash date or slash bin slash ls. So both it will be displaying same either if you use a slash bin slash command or a normal command. Okay, so wherein if you see the customized commands, so you will be storing it in somewhere in a path like. As your wishes. So okay, so like a slash bin slash sorry slash opt slash your application name slash something and the command name or something as your wish. Okay, the path would be. So during the cases, so it would be harder to remember the complete path, right? So during that cases, so we have to store it in well-known directories. Okay, first we have to store it in well-known directories and then add those directories to the shell's path. Okay, so here path means it's in a variable. Okay, this is the name of it. Okay, so home. If you want to see what all paths are stick to it. Okay, so you can see slash home ec2 user dot local slash bin slash home ec2 user bin slash users local bin. Okay, slash user slash bin slash user local bin has been slash user has been. Okay, so these are all paths are echoed, configured to the path variable. Okay, so tomorrow if you configure something if you want to configure something with the new commands, okay, so you have to use you have export the variable to the path command only. Okay, so it will be added at end with the colon separated. Okay, okay, we have seen slash bin slash ls versus uh, normal ls or slash bin slash command versus normal command. Okay, so both are running same. Okay, so tomorrow if you want to use some customized command as per your wishes, so during that time, so that command you can store in slash bin. Okay, or any other path as per your wish, but it should be pointed to path, because if you don't point to the path, okay, it will display the you have to run with the complete path like this. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is here path is a variable. Okay, echo dollar path. Okay, here I can see slash home ec2 user, this is the one path, and then this is another path, this is another path. Okay, so all paths are separated with colons. Okay, so tomorrow if you want to add your path, okay, so instead of writing some complete path to see the command output, you can just if you want to just run a simple command like ls instead of slash bin slash ls. Okay, So you have to export that variable to here. Okay. So then when you type the ls, so it will pick from the path. Okay. So how this will work like, so if you run ls, first the linux will check inside here. Okay. So in this path first it is there in or not. If it is not there, then it will check in this path. If it is not there, then it will check. Then here, and then finally it will come to your path. Okay, so that's how it will be. If any command is there with the same name which you have configured already, okay, so it may pick it from any previous paths. Okay, so if you want to if you are want to trying to create a command, okay, so you should not match with any commands in the Linux. Okay, so try to put up in the try to create in that way. Okay, so if you want to create available that particular command to all the users, so you can configure it in /user /local /bin. Okay, so this is the path. Okay, so it will be available to the all the users. Okay, so earlier I have mentioned, right? So not all commands that you run are located in the directories in your path. Okay, so all the commands which you are running, either this is /bin or regular commands, like a series or ls, touch, everything, either /bin or something you have created with a customize. Everything you can't, don't think everything will be find here only. So there are some few commands which will be coming through shell. Okay, so those are all inbuilt commands. Okay, so those are aliases. You can call it alias. Okay, so when you run alias, so you can see the alias of commands. Okay, so let's assume if we run ls, by default it is taking ls hyphen hyphen color equal to auto. Okay, so if there is no tag, it won't display the color, this color. Okay, so by default, when whatever we got through the whatever the comments we got with the OS or our machine also, it will be having few aliases. Okay, so if I say VA, so when you run VA, it will be using VAM tool, editor tool. Okay, so you can see the aliases. And we have shell reserved word, and we see shell reserved words reserved by the shell for a special use. Okay, that means something related to the programming or automation scripts for bash scripting. Okay, so we have do, if, while, case, else. So these are all the functions. Okay, and then we have a function. We have built-in commands. Okay, so built-in commands are like echo, cd, exit, fg, history, pwd, set. Okay, these are all the built-in commands, and the file system command. So these are all file system commands are nothing but the computer's file system command. So these are all indicated by the value of a path. Okay, path variable. So you can see that. Those are all with yes bin. We can consider those. Okay. If you want to see particular path of the command, okay, so you just type ls. So you can see this is aliased with ls. Okay, let me see touch. Okay, it is coming from user bin touch. You can see type. Okay, dar. Okay, so it is hashed. It is coming from mkdir. Okay, so this is how we can see the particular path of a command. Okay, and when you are typing a command, so please be very cautious about the special cases. Okay, when you are typing with the it should not be with any cases. Okay, so upper cases. Okay, so any command it should be with the lower case. Okay, so if you see cat, it should be cat only. It should not be capital C, capital A, capital T, or capital C, small a t. So not camel characters. Okay, so it should be lower case only. So our commands will work in lower cases only. Okay, now let's see the history command. Okay, so history command is something you want to recall the already used commands. So let's assume we have typed a big command and you have executed it. Okay, so let's assume some hours back or a days back. So if you want to see the same command, since you haven't stored somewhere in our notepad or somewhere, okay, so you want to see that command. Okay, so if you want to see the previous commands, okay, which you have used already, we have to type history. Okay, so it will display the history of the all the commands. Okay, so if you want to list last 8 commands, you have to use history 8. Okay, if you see carefully, so each command is assigned with a separate index number. Okay, so if you want to in future refer to the particular command, okay, so you can refer the index. Okay, so you can easily change this editing or something for history. Okay, so let's assume you need currently you're running the sorry, so let me do ls slash ucr last bin. Okay, so it is displaying all. Okay, so again if you want to run a different one, so I mean different path like a slash user slash local slash bin. Okay, so all you need to do is give up command, I mean up arrow button, and then go to that particular position by using left arrow, right arrow, and then enter edit the command, and then click enter. Okay, so another trick is, so if you want to go very first of that command, okay, so let's assume if I want to make these changes from ls to hyphen ls hyphen la. Okay, so just click home button. Okay, and then go to the particular position, just type hyphen ls. Okay, so like this also you can go. So you have seen how to go to the front of the line. If you want to see the end of the line, go to the end of the line position, just type end. Okay. Okay, so same can be achieved through Control A is to it will go to the end of the line, first front of the line. Okay, if you want to go end of the line, Control E. Okay, so this is how will be we can go and edit the file. I mean history command. Okay, so we let's assume if you want to save some few keystrokes. Okay, so ls hyphen this is the command. If you want to tar it, untar it, tar hyphen xv. Okay, so it's not required to type complete backup tab. So just type BA and give click on tab. So you know there is a tab button above the caps lock, right? Just click a tab. Okay, so it will display. It will autofill the complete file name. Okay, and let's assume we have two files. Okay, so cp backup. Okay, so we have to. So in this case, how it will work? So tab hyphen x we have back. If you see. after typing BA, I'm again clicking tab. So if you see, so it's just filling up to backup. So if you see carefully, so back up, up to here, up to P, all characters are same. After P, here if you see, here it is having one, here it is having, sorry, here it is having dot, here it is having one. Okay, so it was able to fill up to P. Then it got stuck there. So it is asking now, so whether you want to have a dot or one. So let's assume if you want one, just a type of one and again click tab. Okay, so this is how we have to do the autofilling, or this is how we can save the few clicks of your keyboard. Okay, so same impress for the command as well. Okay, so if you see touch command, so I have just typed a TO and then tab, sorry, TOU tab. So if you see, so it got autofilled. Okay, so and then if I do BA, I know so it won't display, but I am just showing. Okay, because since it is star, it won't display, but I'm still showing. So this is how we can save the clicks of the keyboard. Okay, now let's see the connecting and expanding the commands. Okay, so we have uh, pipe, we have a pipe, we have ampersand, we have square brackets, sorry, normal brackets, okay, dollar sign, dollar sign, okay, we have semicolon, sorry, we have semicolon. Okay, let's okay, we can see how we can use each and every character of this. Okay, so let's see pipe. Okay, so let's assume, we have EC2 user in slash etc pass WDD, right? So I want to extract it. Okay. So what I will do, I want to see the that particular user is there or not. Okay. So what I will do, so I will just do cat etc slash etc pass WD pipe graph. Okay, and then EC2. I won't type complete name, so let me type only EC2. Let's see. So you can see the two occurrences are there. Okay, so one is EC2 user, another one is EC2 instance connect. Okay, so if I want to see particular user only, so I can use in this way. So what is this command doing? Okay, so you are just catting the you are doing just cat of the particular file. Okay, so output of this file will be piped to this command. Okay, that means this the output of this command will be become input of this file, this command. Okay, so the pipe will do that work. Okay, so another way we can do is, instead of grep, we can do sort. Okay, sort, what it will do, so it will it will put all the lines in alphabetic way. Okay, so if you see, so it starts with ADM, bin, chrony, D. So it starts, it will be aligning the, putting all the lines in alphabetic way. Okay, so this is how we can use the pipe. Okay, let's see the dollar command. So dollar earlier we have used it, right? So if you want to echo a variable, okay, so dollar path. Let's see for the dollar path. Okay, so we can use it for the variable in front of the variable. Okay, so this is how we will be using dollar. Okay, let's see semicolon. Okay, let's do ls. Okay, we have backup data, backup one data. Okay, so semicolon is used to run the sequential of commands. Okay, so let's say I will be creating a file, touch file dot txt semicolon. Okay, now I will be using, I will be removing the backup one dot tab. Okay, remove an RF backup one tab. Again, I will be using semicolon, and then I will be creating a folder. Okay, folder name is dir1, dir1. Okay, so if I run this, if I do ls, you can see backup one dot tab deleted. You can see the file dot txt. You can see directory one created. So what this command is doing? Okay, so first it will create a file. The name is file.txt. Then it will remove the backup one data. Okay, after removing it, then it will be going to the mkdir dir one. Okay, so this is something all kind of a one. So whether the first one is executed or not. Okay, irrespective of the result, it is going to execute this. Irrespective of result of the second one, it is going to execute this. Okay, if we want to rely on the older commands, okay, so let's assume you want to, if this file is created, then copy something to this file, okay, or echo something to this file, echo. Okay, so if you see, if you are relying on so let's assume, so if you want to create a file, after creating file, then it should be echoed into this file. This line should be added into this file. Okay, so what ampersand this will do? Okay, this is kind of uncomment. So once this is successful, then only this will be executed. If it is not successful, it will fail at this command, and then it will stop this complete command. But whereas this one, irrespective of failure of success, okay, so if this one fails, so it will go for and create this one. If this one fails or success, it will go and execute this one. Okay, c cat file.txt. Okay. Okay, let's see the parentheses. So parentheses we can use to call a variable or any commands. Okay. So if you want to call a variable into a line like echo logged in as dollar who am I. Okay, so and you can add more like on dollar date. Okay, so if you see, when we run echo logged in as a dollar who am I, it is displaying a username logged in as easy to use. When we mention date, so you can see logged in as easy to user on Sunday, and then the time. Okay, so like this we can use. Okay, let's see the ampersand. Okay, so ampersand is used to run like any command or any process in background. Okay, so to simply demonstrate it, so I will be running sleep command. Okay, so if I run sleep 10 command, so it will, the terminal will not be available for me for 10 minutes, 10 seconds. Okay, what I am going to do, so I am going to make it to sleep 10 to 5. Okay, if I run 5, so until 5 seconds, I can't run any command. See, so it is in it is processing. Okay, so after 5 seconds, I can see this. I run again, so it waits for 5 seconds and then displays this. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this background. Okay. So by adding simply ampersand at end. So if I run ampersand, immediately the CLI will be available. The terminal will be available to me. Okay. See, if I do jobs, if I do jobs, okay. So there you can see the processing one. Okay. So yeah. So that's how the ampersand will work. Let's see expanding the variables. Okay, so we have seen the variables. So by using dollar, right? So the same way. So uh, just use the dollar and then the any variable like bash. Okay. So like this, we can expand the variables. Okay. To see the environment variables, we have to run the env. Okay, so you can see the environment variables, what all we have set for. So, okay, so if you see for bash, we have slash bin bash. When you refer for shell also, it is showing slash bin bash. Okay, we have hist size 1000. So that means it will store the 1000 commands. And we have a PWD, that is slash home slash ec2 hyphen user. And home is referring to slash home ec2 hyphen user. Okay. And you can see the path here. You can see user. Yep. So let's create a small variable. Sorry, so we have to run echo dollar weather. So like that, we can set the variables. If you want to create a permanently, so we can export it. We have to run export. Let's see. If you see, you can't see any weather here. So let's export it. Now we can see the say weather in the environment variable. Let me list it completely. Here you can see our environment variable has been stored. Okay, so that's how we can store it. Let's see aliases. Okay, so aliases are something which it can be used create a shortcut to any command. Like so, if you want to long list the command ls-la, okay, you can just put aliases to it like ll. And if you want to see the history, it's not required to write complete history command. Just write, you can put aliases as h. Okay. If you want to clear the screen, you can put a C. Okay. Let's see. So I will be first adding alias for ls hyphen la command. So for that, I will be putting ls ll equal to ls hyphen la. Let's, if I do ll, it should long list it. Yeah, it's showing. Uh, Let me set it, set alias for history command as well. So if I run H, you can see all the commands running, showing. Okay. Now I will set C as clear. If I run C, so it will clear the screen. Okay. So that's how we can set the aliases. So these are all temporary aliases. So if we want to create it permanently, we have to add it in way.bash rc in bash rc. Okay, so at the end of the file, we can add those lines. After doing that, you have to run this command show source dot dash rc. Okay, once adding the changes at end of the file. Okay, so run the source dot bash rc, then only your changes will be persistent even after restart or something. Okay. Okay. Let's see few files like slash etc, which are inside the bash slash etc folder, like dot bash rc. Sorry. Okay, so this is the file which we can set the aliases here. So this is something if earlier I have mentioned, right? So dot bash rc in easy to user. So that is dot bash rc in easy to user. Okay, so this is in etc folder. That one is in, sorry, that one is in easy to user. That one in easy to user. Okay, so dot bash rc will be in easy to user. Bash rc will be in etc folder. Okay, so bash rc is particularly for user level, and bash rc which is inside slash etc for all the users. So if you want to set the particular aliases or something, okay, so you can set it in the bash rc, so that the same aliases will be used by everyone. Okay, so let's see another one, profile. Okay, so profile. So this is something which we can set the environment variables at the global. So or for everyone. Okay. So if you configure variable here in profile file, okay, if you store it anyway, you can store any environment variable in profile files. If you see, we have a history size here. Okay, and we have host name. Okay, so like that you can store your environment variables. If you store here, every user can use the same variables which we have set. Okay, so in addition to that, I have already mentioned dot bash rc. Okay, and we have dot bash profile. Okay, so this is something user level setting up the environment variables. So the dot bash rc, sorry, slash etc profile is for everyone, every user. Dot bash underscore profile is for user specific. Okay, so please remember. So again, slash etc profile is for every user if you want to set the environment variable, whereas a dot bash underscore profile is for user specific environment variable. So that means if you want to access the environment variable only for you, so you have to set here. If you want to set the environment variable to everyone, we have to use slash etc slash profile. Same for aliases as well. So if you want to set the aliases in for you, okay, we have to use dot bash rc. If you want to set the aliases to everyone, I have to configure it in the slash etc slash bash rc. Okay. Okay, let's see last topic in the session. So this is about getting information about the commands. Okay, so let's assume you know a command and you don't know how to use it. Okay, so by using different commands, okay, so we can see the usage of the commands. Okay, so help command with let's see, let's use the date command followed by hyphen help. Okay, before that, let's see what date is displaying. Okay, so if you see, my date is displaying like this, 2026, and that this is the time. Okay, this is the US time. And I run date hyphen help, you can see, so this is the time zone. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, so I'm going to change the time and month. Okay, so I have to get it from here. PCB percentage D. What I will do, percentage D line M colon percentage Y. Okay, so my time will be displaying like this. Okay, so 726. Okay, so there is some mistake there. Let me check for the date. Date is displaying like this. Day, day. Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay, so you can see it is matching with my time 19/7/2026. Okay, so like this you can customize it. If you run only date, you can get this big one. Okay, like Sunday, July 19th. So if you want to get the day also, you can get it from here. Okay, so that's how it's here in the sense like hyphen help man. So such kind of one. Okay, we can customize our date. Okay, and if you want to see something related to uh, find or any command like a cat, okay, so we can use a manual command or a cat hyphen help. Okay, so you can use this or you can directly run the man cat. So this is, it will be taking you to the manual. Okay, so if you want to go to the next one, just click space bar or enter. Okay, if you want to exit from this, just click Q. Okay, so that's how we can see the information about the commands. So with this, we will be closing the session. Thank you. Thank you for listening the session.